Scientists predict that in the next 30 years, Japan will inflict another deadly blow on its people. And this time, Tokyo is in the firing line. Earthquakes shake Japan daily. Mount Fuji could erupt. But Japan has a third weapon in its arsenal, and it may be the most destructive of all.
11th of March, 2011, a giant earthquake strikes 80 miles off the Sendai coast of northern Japan. It's the fifth most powerful in 100 years, and it knocks the Earth 4 to 10 inches off its axis. The quake causes damage on land, but the real danger is still to come. Tsunami waves are thrown up 133 feet high as they near the shore. They hit land and keep going, up to 6 miles, destroying trains, cars, bridges, everything in their path. Hundreds of thousands of buildings are simply ripped from their foundations. The Tohoku tsunami becomes the most expensive natural disaster in world history. It takes the lives of 15,870 people. The tsunami was triggered by a process that has been going on for millions of years. The Pacific plate snagging on the North American plate as it passes below, bending it upward into a bow. The pressure builds until the North American plate snaps back. The Earth's crust ripples in all directions, and the ocean ripples with it. Geologists call this type of event a megathrust, and in the case of Sendai, it happens around once every 1,000 years. I've come to see the coastline that was most badly hit, starting with the port town of Minami-Senriku. So I have a picture here of what it looked like before the tsunami. That is just unfathomable. This is the before image showing a hospital surrounded by houses. But now it's a shell surrounded by bare land. What's weird is that from here you can see a fishing boat on the second story. That is unreal. And so all the smaller houses and other businesses are completely gone. And since the actual tsunami, they've cleared the rubble, so you can see the foundations. You see some rubble piles, some cars that they've dragged out of the ocean. That's about it. But if you look over in the outskirts, you can see that about 50 feet up, some of those houses exist because that was the height of the tsunami wave. There was an estimated 3,000 buildings just swiped off of this lower shelf and 1,200 lives lost. And when you're looking out at the bay, you can see it's a funnel shape that focused that energy, so that wave just went ripping up this valley. This coastline was the most heavily protected in the world against tsunamis. But earth and water teamed up to overwhelm that defensive line.